These are 5 MLB teams that I think need a rebrand. Starting off with the LA Angels. Now these uniforms, they aren't bad, but they definitely don't stand out too much. They're just kind of meh for me. I think for this red uniform, for example, they could definitely use some different contrasting colors in the fonts. Maybe if the hat brim was like a navy blue, it might look a bit better. But for them, I would rebrand all the way back to the 1980s uniforms. I know a lot of people really like the 2000s uniforms with like the angel wing and the pinstripes, but these are my favorite Angels uniforms. I really like the stripes on the sleeves and the belt, and then the logo and the font, just a little bit more unique. And then they got the California map on the sleeve. Yep, on the sleeve. And then I found this logo online that I think might be a cool idea for their hats or just their logo in general. But I also think a logo with wings would be pretty cool. Next, we got the Colorado Rockies. These uniforms aren't bad. I gotta say, they're not bad. The color, it's mostly the color that carries it. The purple looks good and the brim is cool too. Just the font and the logo is the main thing for me. You know, I like when they use the mountain logo better than their CR logo. It's a little more unique that way. And then the font, for both the purple uniform and the pinstripes, for example, I think they need a different kind of font. Because, like, I don't know, I think they need like a solid color font or something similar, close to solid color for like a pinstripe uniform. Because it's just like, it's not as clear that way. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of their font. So I might do something like this. By the way, I didn't make any of these uniforms. But this, I really like this uniform, so I think the black font with a little white outline works really well with this shade of purple, and then the sleeves and the collar looks good too. Yeah, I think this would look a lot better, and maybe they have a variation of their current Mountain Rockies logo that looks something like this. That might be pretty cool. But an idea I had for an away uniform that I've been thinking about for a while would be something like this color, but instead you'd have pinstripes and maybe make it look a little more grayish. But yeah, I think that'd be a really cool away uniform. And I think it'd be cool if they started incorporating some more like mountain looking uniform. Nope, looking designs on the sleeves and logos and stuff. Like the axe on the side, or even like the dinosaur logo, because their stadium, when they were building it, they found like a dinosaur fossil. At number 3, we got the Tampa Bay Rays. And for me, similar to the Rockies, I'm just not a huge fan of the font or the logo. And I think they could have really good potential. Their font kind of reminds me of like a typewriter, and I feel like their uniforms could have a lot more character or personality than they do right now. The little ray of sunshine that they've been using recently, it's not really that special to me. I don't know, I'm not too crazy about it. So I would go back to their Tampa Bay Devil Rays, what do you call it, gradient looking uniforms with the font. I think that's probably their best look that they've had. You could have like just the ray on the hat or the TB with the ray. Colors just look a lot better that way. But I did find 2 other designs on the internet that I thought I'm going to share with you guys because I just thought they looked pretty cool. The first one, so back in like when they first, what was it, I think the Rays, when they first started, they wore the color green in like the late 90s and early 2000s. And it was like dark green. So these are kind of based off that here, except it's more of a light green. It's kind of dark green. And then like a light blue. These do look a lot like Tulane, the college baseball team, their uniforms, but these look super sick. So I would not be against something like this at all. Or if they really like the blue and yellow colors, they could go with these ones too, with the bright blue and the yellow. Definitely some fun looks. It's a little bit out there, but honestly, I think all these would be pretty good options. Number 2, we got the Arizona Diamondbacks, and their uniforms aren't bad by any means. I like that they brought back the D snake shaped logo, and you know, the turquoise outline, it's fine. Not really hype. No, trying not to use the same words. I'm not too crazy about it, but the black is cool for the hat. Yep, you get the point. But you know, I gotta go to the purple uniforms. These are my favorite Diamondback uniforms by far. So they would have a couple uniforms, so I'd go back to the pinstripes for one of them, and I'd have like the sleeves cut off, so it's just purple on the sleeves. But instead of having the logo, I might go with the font instead. I think that might look a bit better, and you could do the same for the home and the away uniforms. And then of course, I'd have an alternate that's purple. I really like the look of the Serpentines, their City Connect uniform, so you could go something like that, or just like their old alternate. And then I'm kind of not sure if I'd want their logo to be like the A with the turquoise and purple, but I'd probably want to do the Diamondbacks with I just looked in the bright light. It's all green. All right. I'd probably want one of the snake logos. I think those look best. Maybe the D. Snake logos, they look coolest. But before we get to the last one, you should hit that subscribe button because we're going to be, I mean, it's just me, I guess. I'm going to be dropping some great videos, so subscribe. And at number 1, I got the Miami Marlins. You know, their current uniforms, meh, don't really care too much about them, but they're not the worst. They're just so-so. The hat doesn't stand out for me too much. The teal is decent. I like that they have the white font on the black uniforms, but oh well. I want them to go back to their turquoise Florida Marlins uniforms, except they could still be the Miami Marlins and just have an M as their logo instead of the F. But I'd want a turquoise alternate uniform with like the turquoise with the black brim, and the whole thing, it looks great. And then home uniforms, I think it would be cool to have the pinstripes, and then the one with without the sleeves, with it cut off, and it's just turquoise. But yeah, this color is bright. It's unique. Nobody else really has this. I'm saying a lot of words. I'm hoping it makes sense. I definitely like having the fish as their logo instead of like the weird sharp fish outline that they had back in the early 2010s maybe. Now, I will give credit to the Marlins. I do think their blue alternate uniform that they have right now isn't that bad. But if you want to see me rank every single MLB team's alternate uniform on a tier list, tap this. Yep, hope that was a good video.